Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Realities of Being a Christian Youth. So, on today's topic, we're going to talk about the pressure of fitting in. That's really, um, it's in my heart, and I really want to share this and also want to hear from you. So, let's get started. So, guys, welcome back. Why fitting in? Why is it a pressure anyway? Well, as being a Christian, it's not easy, and it doesn't matter whether you are young or old. The race of Christendom is really not easy. And imagine being in the 21st century, like we're always told, and having certain beliefs that the world now sees as archaic or just weird, and you have to keep on with that belief and that lifestyle no matter what. And here comes the pressure of wanting to have friends, wanting to look cool, wanting to just be a normal teenager or youth. And it gets tough and tough every single day. So let's take the school scenario. You're a Christian in secondary school, and it's just normal that in that teenage age, people will start smoking, drinking, partying, clubbing, even having sex. And here you are, a Christian girl, a Christian boy who believes and keeps on sharing that these things are wrong. God doesn't want us to do them. And then automatically you're considered weird. In most cases, for the women, you're called Sister Mary. The men, I don't know what they call them, but they consider some of them to be gay sometimes, especially if maybe there's another Christian sister that gets him and they become close, and sometimes they start thinking, oh, they're dating. Or sometimes when they have like male friends that are all in this same, belief system, they all carry the same belief, and you're all friends, and they start thinking, these people, something is fishy. But in all honesty, it's not easy. And these are things I know people face every single time in the office setting. Sometimes as human beings, you might flip and say certain things, and they'll be like, ooh, now she has left her born again dress at home, now she's something else. It's really hard because being a young person, sometimes you just want to relax and live you know you're full of life, so you just want to live and just have fun, have excitement. And then you also have to remember automatically, oh, you said something like this, you're like this, you can't do this. These people will use these things against you in the future. So what are these real situations? Let me give you a scenario. For example, working in an office, and maybe a certain staff who might be a boss sleeps with nearly all the females in the office, and there you come in, and automatically sometimes they don't approach you, but they just see from the way you look and the way you sound that we can't go with certain things to this person. Yeah. And then some questions will come like, do you have a boyfriend? And you say yes. What do you do? Like, oh, we talk, we hang out, and people start making fun of you as to, oh, so you do like praise and worship in your relationship and Bible study, you don't do anything, do you kiss, do you hug, do you do this? And in some cases, most relationship that Christian based, some people tell you, oh, well, we don't do anything physical or intimate, because it is wrong. And in some cases, people are struggling with whether should I kiss my partner or I should not kiss my partner. And sometimes, we are told that the best option is to avoid every form of temptation. That includes kissing. And in our cultures, most of us, you can't kiss in public. So, of course, it has to be wearing just the both of you. And that's a very, very disastrous situation. If you cannot control it, there's going to be a mess up and you guys are going to have sex. So, back to the scenario that I'm trying to land on is the idea that people are always going to be asking you questions like, why are you in a relationship if you know you don't have sex, you don't do this, you don't do that? And then sometimes you feel somehow, and you might want to please people by saying, oh well, we do this and this. And by just saying it alone, firstly you're lying, and secondly the devil will be so excited to say, oh well, okay, she said they do this and this. And the devil will come and tell you, okay, you say you people kiss, you hug, you have sex, why don't you just do it? So you will just seal everything. Yeah, you can't just lie ordinarily, you have to go ahead and do it. And then most of us have been in certain situations like that. I got to a point where I had to lie most of the time, like to act cool, like, oh, I do this, I do that. You want to, when there's a sexual topic going on, you want to talk about sex so much, like, oh, this, the positions and all of that. And deep down that you're actually deceiving yourself. And some of these things end up become disastrous. They become disastrous because you've said it. And most of the time, people love such conversations. And you start saying it so much, you start thinking about it, and eventually you get to do it. And you start regretting. So the pressures of fitting in, being a Christian, is really not easy, Everyday pressures, whether it comes to fashion, it comes to lifestyle, everything, it's really not easy. You want to look a certain way to look cool. And you have to remember that if I'm going to dress up, I have to remember that my clothing glorifies God. Why am I showing so much skin? Why am I not covering my body? There's so many things, There's some things that even me, myself, I'm asking God every day for his help. And there's another thing too. I've learned this few months that most of the things we're struggling with, it's a process. It is not an event, struggling with sexual sin, lying, stealing, cheating. All these things are processes. It has to take some time. You have to continually discipline and pray, and always try to avoid situations that will make you get yourself into such situations. The pressures of fitting in, wow, it is never easy, because as a human being, you want to have friends, you want to share things with, and being a Christian, sometimes you're quite limited. You think you're limited because you are, oh, I won't be cool because everyone is doing certain things and I'm not doing it. And so if I want these people to love me, I have to do it. You don't have to. People from afar admire the courage and the strength and the grace that we have to withstand a lot of things. Somebody will be like, you don't smoke. You're around people that smoke, or you live in an environment that people smoke and you don't smoke. Wow, that's huge. It's not easy actually, because you're tempted every day to take up that cigarette and just puff something and be like, oh, this is nice, this is not nice. You will want your body, your mind, if you keep listening to the things that the devil just drops and goes, it will just drop it and leave you, and you start pondering on those things. If these things, like, it's really not easy. If you start, in fact, in your mind, I know you guys understand what I'm saying, like your mind is like you're fighting, you like have some serious battle in your mind, and it's something that never ends. That's why the Bible says we have to guard our heart with all diligence, because out of it flows the issues of life. And just like I said, from afar, a lot of people admire us, a lot of people admire you, that wow, she lives in such an environment and she doesn't do this. She's living in this time and age and she doesn't do this. So despite all the pressures outside for you to start or indulge in certain things, just keep in mind that you're doing it for something that is everlasting, Looking forward to that wonderful day wherein God will say, well done, my good and faithful servant. And let us keep this in mind. We shouldn't be doing certain things because we are afraid of death and hell. We should do it because we love God and because we know how much he loves us back, and you want to build your relationship with him. So you're like, my body says I should sleep with this man, but I shouldn't do it because I love God, and he has told me that my body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. We have to constantly be reminding ourselves. Like, even me that I'm talking, it's not easy for me. I'm a human being, You know, I'm not extraordinary. I'm not going to pretend that, oh, I'm clean, I'm okay. That's a lie. I'm sharing this because this is certain, these are some of the things I'm actually applying and praying and asking God for strength. So I'm like, let me share it with other people and hear from other people as well. It is never easy. Let no one tell you lies. Like, and never think that, oh, when I'm a Christian, everything will just disappear. That's a big lie. It doesn't work that way. It has to. You have to continue. In fact, that's the time the work starts, because all of a sudden, that's the time all these pressures around you will just be coming up, 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 and you have to fight them every single day. Like I said, it's not easy, and you don't have to fit in. You know, be extraordinary, be outstanding. Let people look at you and say, wow, she's really different. Fitting in is actually boring. I always tell myself that. It's so boring. Like, everyone is in pink. Come with black. You know? Everyone is in a dress. Come with a ball gown. Be extraordinary. Don't be ashamed to stand out and say, oh, I belong to the kingdom of God. I am a daughter of Zion, the son of the king. Never be afraid to stand out and declare who you are, and let people be like, wow, I wish I can have that boldness. And they'll come and ask you, what's this thing? What do you have? And you have the opportunity to tell them about Jesus Christ. So that's it for me today. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I always want to hear from you. I want to hear your comments, your suggestions, which topics to handle. And stay blessed. And as I said, don't feel pressured to fit in. Be outstanding. Let people see God's goodness and grace in your life. Goodbye. God bless you.